Take two. Randy. Welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Gough.
And I'm Brittany Boll.
And a absolutely beautiful weather weekend is on tap for many great things going on this weekend that we will tell you about later. But first, we're going to tell you about something delicious. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Okay, so we do have some mild autumn weather this weekend, but it's fall vibes at Crazy Cakes. This morning, they hooked me up with a cinnamon strudel muffin. It just looks amazing. And then in the cup is even better. It is a white pumpkin mocha.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Okay, so don't forget also our friends at Edgewood Orchards have partnered with Crazy Cakes to bring you delicious apple pies all season long. They're available at the orchard only, and they're fresh pies every weekend.
I'm trying to not gain weight, you know. You're talking about pies and pumpkins and muffins, and you're killing me. You're just killing me. So anyway, a lot of busy stuff this past week once again, and here's Brittany with the start of our recap.
In Quincy news, at Monday's City Council meeting, the Council approved a new taxing district for the 54th Street Broadway development and accepted the Quincy Police Department's 2024 annual report, outlining shifts in crime and enforcement trends during 2024. The report highlights declines in violent and property crimes alongside increases in certain nonviolent offenses, traffic crashes, and demand for police responses. The council also renewed the city's contract for the flock cameras and greenlit funding for street assessments, equipment sales, and infrastructure work. If you want to check out the full breakdown, detailed statistics, and the full agenda items, visit our website for the full story.
Hannibal's mayor and city council have officially appointed longtime city employee Andy Dorian as the new city manager. Dorian, who has served the city since 2007, has risen through the ranks of being with the Parks and Rec and also Central Services. He'd been the interim city manager following the resignation of Lisa Peck, his predecessor. His responsibilities will include overseeing the day-to-day operations of the city, implementing council policies, and focusing on economic development, infrastructure, and maintaining community pride.
Starting October 1st, Hannibal residents will see a 6% increase in their utility bills, a compromise from the originally proposed 11.2% hike. The Board of Public Works says the change is needed to rebuild electric reserves, cover rising energy and infrastructure costs, and meet bond requirements. We have a very extensive and well-researched story on this topic available on our news site.
Quincy's interim superintendent of schools, Cal Lee, warned the Quincy School Board that even though they passed a $96.5 million balanced budget, the district is underfunded in the future and is facing looming challenges, notably outdated facilities and non-competitive teacher salaries. Lee said the Quincy average teacher pay of about $49,400 is under the state average of about $76,000 for the large unit district schools, those schools that are similar size of Quincy's, and also the veteran schools in neighboring districts are earning much more than that, all the way up to $124,000. Lee cautioned that the pay gap is driving teachers away and said the district is exploring alternate funding options while forming a community committee to address budget shortfalls.
Kathleen Helsebeck has tendered her resignation as executive director of the Quincy Public Library after nearly 7 years in the role following a 2-month period during which she was placed on administrative leave, first paid, then unpaid. The library board met in a brief closed session and unanimously accepted her resignation, stating that the move reflects discussions about the institution's future direction and Helsebeck's own career interests, not any misconduct or performance issues.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has issued an executive order directing most state agencies to identify immediate spending cuts and basically asking them to hold back about 4% of their budgets of their general fund appropriations, as that is in anticipation of flattening and falling revenues. He cited sluggish national economic indicators along with job losses in Illinois, weakening tax receipts, and rising costs for consumers, and also blamed recent federal policy moves for putting additional financial pressure on the state. The move includes pausing non-essential purchases and travel, and agencies with budget shortfalls are to propose their own reductions.
Quincy's beloved Greek to Me has rebounded from a disaster with all the heart and flavor of the old world. After a storm wrecked its original downtown site in 2015, Gus Pappas rebuilt his vision in a former Pizza Hut, carrying on the legacy forged by his mother Jenny, a wartime survivor of Greece. Today, Greek to Me delivers gyros, saganaki, dolmadas, and other Mediterranean flavors straight to the Midwest. A bit of Greece in Illinois and a chance for locals to truly say Greek to me.
And you introduced me to flaming cheese.
It was amazing. It's always amazing.
It was great, and again, just a really nice family restaurant right there in the heart of the city.
What's the hottest appetizer in town? The flaming cheese. It's
Ah,
700 degrees.
Yeah, that video was pretty cool, and actually watching it there in person was really cool as well. So, also I want to remind you that Muddy River Mornings is driven by Hess Auto Agency. We'll hear from our friends at Hess Auto Agency and our other sponsors.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
In the tri-state area, local businesses aren't just a place to shop. They are engraved into our community. Muddy River Engraving knows, lives, and models this business mentality.
Look how cute!
From getting gear for your team
Those turned out nice. Thank you.
to a custom gift for friends or family, Muddy River Engraving will take your idea or story and bring it to life with his products. From 1 to 1,000 items, Muddy River Engraving can handle any project for you. Muddy River Engraving, engraved into your community.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Amavisca, a family medicine specialist with Blessing Health Hannibal. A primary care doctor can reduce your risk for illness and save your money. When I worked in urgent care, I saw people without a primary care doctor use these clinics not only when they were sick, but to manage chronic conditions too. That can be expensive. Having a primary care doctor, like me, lowers cost and enhances care quality. Your doctor will help you get the screenings needed to reduce the risk for illnesses. Prevention is less expensive than treatment. And your primary care doctor knows you, your medical history, and your risk factors. Personalized care enhances quality. Need a primary care physician? Call the phone number on your screen. Primary care physicians are vested in your wellness and committed to work with you to prevent illness and facilitate a healthy life.
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community, we fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OBGYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
Welcome back. You had a nice visit with some great people doing something really cool for some other special people.
I love when the dancers stop by our studio. It's just always literally full of love. So
Yes.
check this out. Hey everybody, I'm here with the dancers, both Sam and Jen. They're joining me to talk about an upcoming event this weekend that I'm happy to share with you. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, Brittany, such a pleasure.
All right, so we're talking about the Glow Row, which is put on by the
Dancer Love Foundation, baby. What is this, our 10th?
Ninth year.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so what exactly is the Dancer Love Foundation, for those that don't know?
So the Dancer Love Foundation is empowering individuals with special needs intellectually and physical disabilities, and just empowering them through fitness and health and wellness and love.
I read your mission statement online. I absolutely love it. That was like the subject of it. And I mean, it's just beautiful. Like everything that you're doing is just beautiful.
Honestly one of the greatest things you could ever witness. I'm talking about totally transformative. You would not walk away from witnessing our program and be the same person. Your heart would certainly be changed. To get to see, like Jenny had mentioned, whether it be physical disabilities or intellectual disabilities, to see a gym full of, gosh, we have nearly 40 athletes and plus the volunteers in there. It's an absolute madhouse. But just to see people coming alive, really. A lot of times people will come in with hands in their pockets, eyes on the floor, and after a few sessions, hands are out of the pockets, making eye contact, and even like the verbal improvement. There's some individuals that'll come in nonverbal, and after a matter of weeks, they're
I
starting
cannot
to.
imagine like the fulfillment you both feel every day, like walking in there.
It definitely refreshes us when we need it, because
The
like
most, yeah.
annually we want to quit. Like it's
Well, it's not going to be, it can't be easy, that's for
No,
sure.
It definitely isn't. But the reason we started the foundation was we met a young guy named James.
I
And-
followed your story. We all love James.
Yeah.
Please tell me more.
Yeah, well, he taught us a lot about love, and it's just loving people without boundaries, and he doesn't ever, and a lot of our athletes, most of our athletes, they just teach you that there's no judgment, there's no, they're just so free and carefree and loving towards everybody. Now there are some, when you walk in, they're kind of like new person in the room, what's happening, but eventually, they just warm up to everybody and they just bring so much joy.
I feel like they always have the perspective that we all should have.
Yes.
They definitely have some characteristics that we could strive for.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, so the event this weekend, I'm assuming this is the big fundraiser or one of them.
The
Yeah.
biggest fundraiser we have of the year. We do a few of these throughout the country, and our home-based one is definitely probably one of the biggest ones that of all of them.
It's a sight to see, people. If you have not seen it, okay. So last year, I believe you guys were in on 6th Street, right?
We're on Washington Park last year.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that
but we
was-
were on 6th Street.
Okay, so the Washington Park one, I will say, was the sight to see. It was just, it is literally a glow row. There's glowing sticks and
Yeah.
things
It's a
everywhere.
fitness rave.
Yeah, we call it Fitness Rave Party. Yeah. And
Okay, where's it at
basically-
this year?
So it's going to be in Washington Park again, but we're moving it to the street. So it's between 4th and 5th Street on Main.
Awesome.
And we're going to take the rowers on the street. All the vendors and everybody will be in the park. And we're just growing, so we needed to have more space. We always have DJ Lonnie, who has been with us for, I think, 4 years now. So we kind of just keep bringing back the same people because we're just, it's a vibe. And we want to continue to keep that vibe. But my favorite part about the event is at the beginning of the Glow Row, we introduce all of our athletes. And we just kind of get to share a little bit about their character and what they do and love, and so people get to know them. And what's so cool about this too is they can see directly where their money's going because our athletes row with a team of their own, or we have our 2 adaptive teams too that we create. And so over the last couple years, we've encouraged them, because they're so good at this now, to get their own team. Hey guys, you don't need to be on an adaptive team. You need to be the captain. Go find your 9 people. So we have a lot of them that have created their own teams. And so now we have an adaptive division because they've created their own teams. So it's just cool to see their leadership and
The growth
yeah,
that
the
you
growth
guys
that they've
have
done.
helped them. Oh my gosh, that's
Help
awesome.
them, it's honest, as much as we've helped them, and it's probably not as much one-to-one as they help us a little bit more than we probably help them, honestly.
Absolutely.
And our hope too is, sure, we'd love people to witness and have their hearts changed just like our hearts have been changed, but fitness sometimes can be scary for people to step into. And I don't mean fitness necessarily in the sense of having big muscles and a six-pack or anything like that. When I say fitness, more what I mean is well-being, fighting and reversing chronic disease, reducing all-cause mortality. These are the types of things that we're passionate about implementing into people's lives. And when you see someone who didn't hit the genetic lottery like we all have, we were all born with a functioning intellect and arms and legs that worked, and we have athletes that are bound to wheelchairs. We have athletes that can't speak. We have athletes that struggle immensely intellectually. And to see them putting in the work and not being afraid of that work and reaping the benefits of the work that they put in.
And showing up every
It
day.
does something for, gosh, the amount of people even we've had come in as volunteers for the program that thought what we do at our gym it's too crazy or it's too intense. Well, it's it's not so intense that special needs athletes, you know,
Can do it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can do it. So when you see that, it kind of is a
It's
wake-up call.
inspiring, guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's very inspiring.
Yeah, we had one lady come in and she's just like, I had an epiphany, like, if they can help individuals with intellectual and physical disabilities, like, I'm pretty sure they can help me. And, you know, she walked into our gym. And I just think that's so cool to be able to relate that they're inspiring people every day, too. Yes. And I think that's really awesome.
Okay, so how can we as a community get involved with both the Glow Row or the foundation?
So many ways.
Gosh, why don't you start
Let's
with...
start with the Glow Row.
I'll start with the Glow Row because the Glow Row is this weekend. So
And when is it again?
It's Saturday, the 27th, from 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m.
Awesome.
And
the street's going to be shut down?
Yep, streets are shut down. It starts in the, you know, early evening, sun's still out, sun sets, glow sticks come out, glow paint comes out, music gets a little bit more ramped. Athletes definitely get a little bit more crazy. By that time, we're on some sugar. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. But we have vendors, Sweet Treats and Platt Daddies.
Quincy Brew Co.
Quincy Brew Co. Everyone's coming out and doing that and serving these athletes, which is really cool. But how you can help. So we have some amazing auctions items this weekend. The biggest way is come out, donate, and be a part of that auction. Concept 2, which is a fitness company. We have Yeti. They're our big sponsors. We have vendors, apparel vendors coming, supplement vendors coming. Come out and support them. Come out and support our auction.
Or just witness. Honestly, money's great. That we need that, a lot of it. But just as much as we want to make change happen, and the necessity of finances being a big part of that, just witnessing. I mean it. Just witnessing the athletes.
And come meet them.
Yeah.
Come
It'll
say
change
hi
your
to
life.
them.
This is your opportunity.
Yeah, this is your opportunity to meet them and see directly like where that money and everything is going.
Can athletes still sign up for the actual event? Are you guys
They can, yes, so they can sign up.
Okay.
A team can sign up, but we appreciate it at least by Friday. So I have one day to find more rowers. So we have
All right,
25
so as you're saying this
teams.
now, you got to call them now if you're wanting to be
Yes.
a part
We'll
of this.
figure it out, man.
But we'll figure it out. Last year we had someone sign up literally like the day of, a couple hours before, and they didn't get on a rower. We put them on a bike. So
Okay.
if they're okay with having some, you know, Concept 2 bikes and doing a marathon on a bike, absolutely.
So this is a marathon.
This is a marathon. You're rowing, but 10 people on a team.
Yeah.
Rowing a marathon. And if you want to be in the adaptive division, it's a half a marathon. But if our adaptive athletes can do it, you guys can do it.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
This is all impressive. Just putting it all together. You guys are so impressive. I cannot thank you enough for being here. I look forward to hearing so much more about the foundation in the future.
Yeah.
Come out.
Please
Come
come
see
out,
us.
guys. We'd love to meet you.
If you're 55 or older and ready for quality, independent living, Good Samaritan Home of Quincy is your first choice. We are constructing new duplexes and single-unit cottages ready for you. Prepay your lease now and customize your future cottage. Say goodbye to the hassles of yard work, snow removal, and home maintenance, and say hello to stress-free, independent living. There is limited availability, so call Good Samaritan Home today at 223-8717 or see for yourself at gshq.org.
Welcome back to Muddy River Mornings, driven by Hess Auto Agency, and we have a contest winner to announce.
We do. So we got season tickets from the Quincy Symphony Orchestra, and we decided to do a little Facebook contest where we asked you what the orchestra means to you in the community, why live music is important. We just wanted you to engage, and the person with the most likes won. Jacob Messimer is our contest winner. He had the most likes under his comments where he shared how live music has been a lifelong passion, from growing up listening to records with his dad to learning cello with the Quincy Symphony players like Douglas Reeve. He says that the orchestra is a true blessing to the community, bringing powerful emotion and human connection that only live music can create, an experience that continues to touch souls and make lasting memories. Congratulations, Jake. We'll get you those tickets.
We had a very busy production week this week. Lots of shows and lots of things to talk about. And you can see all of them, of course, on muddyriver.tv. And here's going to give you the quick rundown.
So normally we start off with Frankie or Frankie in the Clits, but there was no Frankie in the Clits this week because there was no Clits. Our buddy was feeling exceptionally under the weather, so we send him our well wishes to feeling better soon. That opening gave Frank an opportunity to join me for an upcoming Muddy TV crib special that we will keep under wraps. Pun intended. I'll give you a hint. It's a crib where the neighbors are always quiet, the decor is timeless, and the residents do not complain about the heat or the AC.
Shane Halsey and I cranked out the latest edition of Picks, Parlays, and Pints at Utopia Event Center at 12th and Lind. It's also brought to you by Heck Gaming. If you watched last week's show and bet the opposite of what we said, you did well, because I didn't do very good last week. But we're going to give it another try this week. Anyway, lots of picks, lots of great games. It's really a fantastic week for college football. A lot of great games Saturday. Be sure you check out Picks, Parlays, and Pints and see if we can help you get a winner.
Speaking of Shaney Waney, later today on the club, our guest is one of our own that does a lot for us behind the scenes. He's a talented writer, our Daily Muddy producer, and the sports guru of his time. Shane Halsey sits with us at the round table to discuss sports. Duh. And then they try to help me figure out why my fantasy football team is 0-3. Good luck.
We have another edition of Thank You for Your Service debuting today, and we talked to Jason Watkins. He, of course, the new headmaster at Almus Academy, but he has a very long and distinguished military career. Ron Kincher had the pleasure to talk to him, and he tells an amazing story. We also want to thank our friends at 8 Open and the Adams County Veterans Assistance Commission for supporting Thank You for Your Service. I had a chance to talk to James Pyock, who recently retired from the Quincy Fire Department, and he has transitioned to the role of Director of Information Technology for the City of Quincy, and that was in this latest Minutes with the Mayor segment brought to you by Mercantile Bank. And the city's new website is launching today. So it's going to be easier to pay your bills and find your taxes and do all that other fun stuff. There's also a big public event that's happening today at City Hall, which will mark Mayor Linda Moore's first 100 days, and Michelle McCormack will have that story for us a little later on today here on Muddy River News.
On the Daily Muddies this week, we hear from Katie Neely with NAMI to discuss the upcoming Walk for Mental Health fundraiser that will take place on Saturday, October 11th in Jacksonville. Jane Paulette from the Quincy Symphony Orchestra stops by and brings Dr. Thomas Lymanstall, a multi-talented 1972 QSO soloist who will be featured in this Sunday's upcoming performance, An American in Paris at Morrison Theater. Karen Mayville swings by from the Quincy Rotary Club to discuss the activities for tomorrow's Oktoberfest. Gail Ruble from the Hannibal Parks and Rec tells us about the upcoming double feature of activities that are free to the public, which includes glittering bat scat and glistening stars. That walk is tonight, and reservations can still be made online at thehannibalparks.org. Jennifer Bach-Nelson stopped by earlier in the week to talk art. We discussed the career possibilities, classes at Culver, and her enchanting murals that we drive by every day. And Sherry Sparks from the Quincy Senior and Family Resource Center stops by our roundtable to encourage the community to come together to help in the much-needed elevator replacement fundraiser drive.
Bat scat is bat poop, in case you did not know that. So, on the Business Spotlight this week, Ron Kincher chats with Brandon Heberlein, the owner of the Pinball joint down here in downtown Quincy. They chat about all the classic games and activities that the place has to offer, including the under-the-radar black light putt-putt course. Sounds pretty cool. Also coming up Sunday, we hear from our favorite couple, Nate and Kate from Lux Health and Beauty, for the Sunday sit-down, and they're always a lot of fun.
They are. All right, coming up next, sports with Chris Duerr and Matt Schuckman. Brought to you by Neiman's.
Well, happy Friday morning, Muddy Buddies. Matt Schuckman, Chris Duerr. At the end of another week, but the start of our fun part of the week.
Yeah, the weekend is always the best part of everything. Everything builds, especially this time of year to Friday and Saturday.
No doubt.
I think we have a really good Friday schedule. You don't even
too.
have to leave Quincy for two outstanding games this week.
No doubt about it. Moline coming to Quincy High School for a Western Big Six Conference showdown. Springfield coming to Quincy Notre Dame for a Central State 8 Conference showdown. So big games there, some other big games in the area. You're going to hit the road. You're going to try to pick up a couple different games.
I am.
So we'll have Shane running all over because we've got Quincy University soccer at home for the
Which is playing incredibly well right now.
Yeah, both men and women
Yes.
having success. So we'll have highlights from those games. Saturday is actually kind of a teeter down because golf postseason starts next week. So we don't have as much going on Saturday on that front. A lot of college football going on.
We have some college football going on. I'm going over to a special celebration in Ewing for Highland, celebrating not just the 2024 state champs, but we're bringing back all the 2005 girls. To make this kind of a special full circle moment for the only 2 state championship teams in Highland high school history.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so to get them there both together at the same time, 19 years apart, pretty cool.
And you never know. Could there be another one this fall with that softball team?
We'll see.
We'll see. It's a possibility.
It certainly is at this point.
It is. So, and then next week, as I mentioned, golf postseason starts in Illinois. Girls regionals on Tuesday, boys regionals on Wednesday. We're only a couple weeks away, 2 weeks away, in fact, from the state tournament.
And I've got to be honest with you, Matt, at this point, I think, our best chances for state championships are golf.
Yeah.
On the boys and girls front for this fall. Not that we don't hope something else transpires, but if you're looking at the way, Quincy Notre Dame, Quincy High School, Illini West, the Heighton Macomb girls team, which has suddenly come to life.
Yep.
I mean, there's a whole lot of really interesting storylines bending into next week.
And we can't forget about the other side of the river with the Highland girls.
Right.
Who they have a chance to do something special in the postseason as well.
Once again, and their top 3 players are playing lights out right now. So yes, the Highland girls, you talked about Highland, could be a really special fall for them on a couple of different fronts.
Isn't it interesting? And you and I were both at the Hannibal Quincy Notre Dame volleyball match this week.
Right.
Obviously, we've got Monday night, we've got Quincy High School going across the river to face Hannibal. Big time game, big time match going there. But the level of girls athletics this fall, volleyball, we got some really good teams. The golf teams are really good. You start looking softball on the Missouri side. We got state title contenders, I think, in a lot of different sports. On the girls' side especially.
Well, and you can attest to this because the atmosphere at the pit with both of those student sections.
It was incredible.
And it was a packed house at the pit for volleyball. Portends very well for Monday night showdown between undefeated Quincy High School at this point and a Hannibal squad that's once beaten and really feeling like I got a chance to talk to those girls a little bit after the match.
Right.
And really feeling like they let one get away, and they did. They were up 7 points in the third set, trying to finally get that defining win over Q&D. So, Monday is going to be really interesting.
It will be. And again, so we'll have complete coverage of the golf regionals next week. We're going to be at least 3 courses on Wednesday and I think 2 courses on Tuesday.
Correct.
Where all our area teams are. So we'll have highlights, we'll have photos, we'll have scores, we'll have we'll run the gamut on our postseason coverage. And then here's the other thing. Basketball's begun. We have college basketball teams practicing. We're only 2 weeks away from Quincy University beginning practice for its men's and basketball's women's season. We're there. We're on the cusp of October. There's a lot going on.
There is, but it's the best kind of going on.
Yes.
And I think you and I both kind of treasure this time of the year.
Yes.
When you're getting the fall wrapped up, you're getting into the fall fun, but also when teams start falling off, at least you have that safety net of knowing that basketball is about to start and probably a really good college and particularly high school basketball season ahead. So,
I think so.
So fingers crossed for all of that. Now, like I said, we're put in a pretty good position right now.
And we're working on some things. I'm working on some shuck on a trucks with some different coaches within our area, just outside of our area maybe, that can all kind of loop together. Both at the college and the high school scene from a basketball standpoint.
Certainly.
So we can start sprinkling those in as well during October. So make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com for all that stuff. He's putting a video package after video package after video package together. Duerisms is up. So brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. We got Shuck on a Truck brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota.
And Classroom Champions is starting to take up for us a little bit. Sponsored by our great friends at Dot Foods, our patrons there. If you have a favorite senior athlete, 3.5 GPA or better, participation in at least one sport, your athletic director has the nomination forms. Be sure to get those to us. If you do it now, there's a much better chance that your favorite candidate gets heard because things are going to kind of tighten up in April when we're at the end of this and everybody's going to go, oh, I waited to the last minute and what about her or what about him? It gets harder then.
But just make sure you go to your athletic director. All nominations have to come through the school. We will not accept nominations from parents. Just so you know, it's go ahead and promote your kid, but make sure you go to your athletic director to do it.
Exactly.
Because they have the forms and we have to verify everything.
And we want their character verification on those kids that we honor because we don't want anybody to slide through those kind of cracks.
Right. So again, lots to look forward to this week and next. And we'll be back here next Friday morning to talk about more stuff, because we will have a lot more to talk about.
I think we'll have a pretty good idea of where our golf postseason
Yes.
is headed when we sit down next week at this time.
No question. So, Chris Duerr, have a great weekend.
You do the same. We'll be busy, but it's a good kind of busy again.
It's awesome. Everybody out there, check out MuddyRiverSports.com all weekend for all the updates, including all the scores. Have a great weekend.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
The weather this weekend is boring,
Why so?
but that's good. It's just going to be nice, peaceful, nice calm temperatures. But the guys were talking a little bit how boring it was.
Is it really boring when it's beautiful?
Well, we'll let Nathaniel Jones and Brent Clare explain that to you right now on how's the weather up there from Farm and Home Supply.
All right.
All right, ready for a joke?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why did the son apply for a job?
Because his father said he had to.
Good point.
Yeah.
We're talking about the sun up in the sky.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, he wanted to work on his resume.
Oh, gee, I like mine better.
I do. Yours is pretty good. I'm Philly cheesesteak. All of this stuff. This is meteorologist Brent Clare. This is how's the weather up there with the weekend forecast, and we were talking not too exciting this time. You can go ahead and tune off of this video and go do something else because it's not
sure
too
there's
exciting.
something.
Marker there, Jones.
I'm sure there's something interesting to talk about today. But yes, we as we have gotten this cutoff low that was kind of swirling around for the last few days, finally moving on, and we're seeing some sunny skies now for at least the foreseeable future, and daytime highs a little bit above average, right around that 80-degree mark for most time. Overnight lows will be a little cooler though. We finally get some drier air into the region, so that will allow us to go into the 50s instead of the 60s. So that will obviously bring some better conditions at night. I still will keep the windows closed for a little while longer because it's just there's no need to open and close them all the time. So. But anyway, but yeah, there's not too much to talk about as we are in what we're calling a zonal pattern where the jet stream just stays kind of to the north and goes, east-west with not too many disruptions in it. So not
zonal pattern.
Zonal pattern.
That's a zonal pattern.
Zonal pattern.
So zonal pattern is when there's no pattern.
There's no pattern, right? Yeah. It stays in the zone.
It stays in the zone.
That's right. Okay. So basically, if there's no dips in the jet stream, no storms can form, and so therefore we stay pretty temperate. But we look into the Atlantic, we see possibility of a few storms forming there. There's a little bit of a talk about that. 2 storms at the same time, which is kind of unprecedented. So we'll kind of have to see. Maybe the models went a little haywire on that, but you never know. Sometimes they get bored and say, yeah, we'll throw something out interesting to see what happens.
It goes from nothing, and then you have something and a whole lot of moisture, obviously, with 2 different storms at the same time.
Right.
So would the chances of our impact be greater if there were, say, 2 at the same time?
No, because they'd be actually feeding off of one another. If anything, they'd kind of be fighting against each other and tearing each other apart. So the closer they would get, I think you would actually see a negative impact for us. But that's to be seen. So. Yeah. But then again, hurricanes really aren't my forte, so
You don't view yourself as a coastal meteorologist?
Not at all, not at all. If I had to move to Florida or somewhere like that, I'd lose my job in 5 seconds. So, or anywhere else I would go. But anyway, so again, not too much to talk about, but just a good, nice end of September. My gosh, the next time we talk, it'll be October.
Yeah.
And man, it just time flies. This month has flown by, but that's not a bad thing. But as we go into October, we should really be seeing our highs around 70. So we are still, right now about 10 degrees above normal. So, but appreciate that because that door will slam shut, and so there's a few things we talked about the woolly worms. I saw a bunch of squirrels out this morning in the trees. Yeah. And some of our fellow squirrel hunters may have been out there. I don't know, but I just saw that and I said, man, I could, so. But some of the folklore was that the higher the squirrel messes around, or the snowier the fall, the winter will be.
So like the higher he goes up and collects his nuts and does all the foresting, then that's foretell of how cold and snowy it'll be.
That's right.
Really?
So I'm watching that a little bit, and then of course they say that that you look at the height of the animals. Are they producing a lot of fat, or are they we still got to get we still have not found anyone who has persimmons.
Yeah,
we talked about that last year. So we're already talking about our snowfall total. So.
Before we get to snow, I do want to ask you about the thermostat.
Oh,
right?
yes.
We're not a news program, we're a weather program, so we won't go into the energy costs or anything like that. But from a thermostat giving itself a break, you're saying that we're pretty close from the mid 80s, low 80s, where most people traditionally turn off their air conditioning. You think we're at that spot now, finally, give that thing a break.
You could, if you are a energy frugal individual, you could probably get by with that, yes. If nothing else, just because we're getting drier air, so it's not as bad out there, so it's a little more temperate. Ooh, there's a good word too. Temperate, yes. Temperate, yes. So yes, we use, I think it was Sunday or Monday, we might see 86. So that might be a little warm, but again, very dry air mass, so I think that'll make a big difference, and hopefully get some northerly breezes out of it, so it'll have a little bit of comfort to it as well. So. But yeah, the energy companies are going to start suffering now in the next few days, as there's really not a lot of weather to talk about. Next thing we're going to have to really start looking about is smog.
Smog?
Yes. Now that's
around here.
Around here, because what will happen is people will start burning their leaves.
Oh, yeah.
And we will have this what they call inversion layer form, because the smoke will come up and then it'll just stop. And that's a very high-tech meteorological phenomenon, but it's fun because what happens is the fact that the air is actually, instead of cooling as you go up, it warms as it goes up. So in this time of year, we see that where there's not a lot of air moving, and in the late afternoons, you'll see that layer pop in.
And does the harvesting also affect that too and create that kind of smog layer? Because I do notice it in the fields even just this morning, similar to that. And maybe not a lot of burnings going on, but does some of the harvesting do that too?
Just the fact that the dust in the air.
Right.
Right. So you're not able to disperse the dust as well if you have a lid on it. So yeah, it just kind of stays around. So yeah, you add all those up, and it will cause that kind of hazy looking, but not like humidity haze. It's that smoky haze that we talk about. So
some of the particles in the air besides
exactly.
the water.
So,
right?
And now that the fact that we're not, well, I shouldn't say we're out of drought, because we're not out of drought.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain. Yeah. So it's still, after today and tomorrow, it's going to dry out very good. So do not recommend burning leaves yet. We need that 3-4 inch rain first before that happens. And of course, the leaves are still hanging on. That's another one. The longer the leaves stay green and hang on to the trees, is the harder the winter.
Really? Well, they're hanging on.
They're hanging on pretty good, yeah. So, so is the official forecast out? No, not yet. But yeah, I'm right now looking a little colder and a little snowier this year. I don't know.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. So I'm not ready to say when the first snow is going to be, because we had our thunderstorms last weekend. So so we're pushing that 6 weeks off. Yeah. Yes. So was it 6 weeks of the groundhog, 6 weeks of the locusts, 6 weeks of the thunderstorms? Yeah. Everything's 6 weeks. I don't wonder why that is. That's just
666. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
I think you ran out of printer ink, because we got like 4 pages of stuff that happens this weekend. We haven't mentioned everything.
I know. Well, I know we always say it's a busy weekend, but it's an exceptionally busy weekend, and I didn't want to miss any of these events.
I don't think you did.
Trust me. If I did, though, you could find any of them on the See Quincy calendar.
True, very true.
I found a lot of these on there.
Okay.
All right, as we heard earlier in the show, this weekend is the 2025 Glow Row, and it will light up the riverfront and Washington Park as teams of 10 row on marathon to raise money for the Dancer Love Foundation. The event includes $10,000 in giveaways, food and beer trucks, music, games, raffles, and plenty of dancing. Spectators are encouraged to come cheer on the athletes or even join in on the rowing, while all supporting the organization that empowers individuals with disabilities through fitness.
Tomorrow, the Washington Theater will host Kids Fun Day with a free Disney double feature of Frozen and Toy Story. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. with the first movie starting at 10:30. Families can also enjoy fun activities from the Quincy Children's Museum. And lunch will be available between films. Of course, that is at the Washington Theater at 427 Hampshire in Quincy.
This weekend, Point Divine will host Autumn Fest 2025. It's full of community shopping, food, and live music. That will be Friday and Saturday. On Friday evening, the Quincy Children's Museum will be there. Amy wanted me to note that it's just going to be Friday that they have those kids' activities. And then all day Saturday, those vendors will be there. Make sure to stop by the Peters Family Bakery. They have a gluten-free shop that I'm looking forward to checking out.
The 12th Annual Rotary Club of Quincy Oktoberfest will take over in the downtown German Historic District on Saturday from noon till 10 p.m. Brats, burgers, hot dogs, sweet treats, live music, and beer, along with the So Grand Polka Band, Uber Cool, and the Gentlemen, of course, one of Quincy's favorite bands, and also, did I mention, beer. The event will also feature a .2K beer and brat dash running at 3:15 and 6:15. Of course, all the proceeds will go to support the Quincy Rotary Club.
The Be Like Grace Foundation will host a fundraiser this Saturday, September 27th at the Oakley Lindsay Center from 5 to 11 p.m. Guests can enjoy live music from J.C. Cole and the Folsom 68, a Johnny Cash tribute band, along with local favorites Purple Hill. General admission tickets start at $30 with all proceeds going to the Be Like Grace Scholarship and Community Outreach Foundation, whose mission is to spread kindness by supporting families in need, funding scholarships, aiding school projects, and honoring Grace's legacy through compassion and generosity.
QHS Homecoming Weekend is here. We had the Homecoming Parade last night, celebrations tonight, and of course the Blue Devils stepping on the field to take on the Moline Maroons, and then a dance for all the kids as well. And of course we wish everyone a safe and happy Quincy High Homecoming Weekend.
Go Blue Devils! And then on Monday, we have our usual Monday Muddy TV drop. This time, it's an episode of Muddy TV Cribs, brought to you by our friends at C. Quincy. This time, we explore a hidden gem that you might drive by every day and not realize it. Dick and Robin Wellman let us inside their gingerbread house.
Anyway, we want to thank everybody who has been supporting and watching Muddy TV Cribs. It's been very popular, and of course, get a hold of Brittany if you want to let her and Randy pilfer through your house anytime soon. So,
yes, we do have a lineup though. You know,
yeah.
It's great that we're recording these in advance. We might have a double feature in October, but to tell you the truth, I'm already through the year with great cribs to come.
Lots of great stuff. Anyway, once again, big homecoming for the Blue Devils here tonight. Q&D also at home as well, hosting the Senators of Springfield High School. So get out and watch some great high school football action here in Quincy or pretty much anywhere around the area this evening. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful night.
Beautiful.
All right. Anyway, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Bye.